Hi dancers, and welcome to DanceSportPlace.com, where competitors come first. Today I have an interview with the lovely Maria Hansen. Thank you so much for joining us today, Maria.
Thanks for having me here.
And I want to talk to her today about judging. Before I get into that though, I have to tell you about the list of accolades Maria has in case you don't know or you haven't met her before. Maria is a 7-time U.S. Ballroom Finalist. She's also the North American Show Dance Champ from Ohio Star Ball. She's a U.S. World Ballroom Representative and also the U.S. representative to the team match in Blackpool. Also the organizer of Vegas Open and a longtime officer on the PDF. And of course a very popular judge and coach. So we are just thrilled to have you here and all of your experience. So today what I want to talk about, Maria, is, as you know, our audience is competitors. And everyone's always wanting to know how to improve their results. And of course, there's a lot of factors that they can control, but judging is not a factor that they can control.
No, it isn't. I tell my students that all the time.
Oh, you do?
I do, yeah.
So this is out of their realm, but maybe we can get some tips from you on how they can maybe influence a little bit more. So
okay.
I want to actually take you through kind of your judging process. So take me through a competition. The competitors are coming onto the floor. Mm-hmm. Do you start judging now? And if you do, what are you looking at?
I'm not judging right as they come on the floor because they haven't really started dancing yet, but they are making an impression on me. So I think that at that point, the way that you walk onto the floor, that you walk onto the floor with confidence, but not cockiness.
And there's a distinction there?
There is definitely a distinction there. And also to be well-groomed. You're always going to notice people who look like they took the time to put themselves together for the competition too.
Right, super important.
Yeah, so that's important just the minute you walk onto the floor. Once you start dancing, I guess really it depends on the level of the competition for me. If I'm judging students who are newer dancers, the basics are like super important, although I guess the basics are important with everyone, but hopefully with an advanced dancer, at that point, they're already going to have good basics. I'm looking for posture, I'm looking for movement, fluidity, harmony with their partner, things like that.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm fine, done.
So during the dancing, obviously you're looking for those things, the posture. Mm-hmm. I can see the posture being a big one because you're also, you're a coach you also are a Czech certified coach. So This is probably a big thing. Can you explain a little bit what that is and how it plays a part?
I'm officially a Czech practitioner. Czech stands for Corrective Holistic Exercise Kinesiology, and I got into that after I retired. I became a Czech practitioner because I was really interested in why sometimes when I was teaching people, some people could just get things right away. Their bodies just seemed to be able to accept the information I was giving. And then other people just had a much, much more difficult time. And what I learned through the Czech Institute was how muscle imbalances affect people's posture. And so something that seems so simple to most people, like just keeping your head up, mm-hmm. for some people it's almost impossible because they're fighting their own body to be able to do that. So posture is a big, big thing for me.
Okay, yeah I'm sure. Since you have that specialized knowledge about it. Okay, now let's go back. So you're judging the dancing. Mm-hmm. And now there's a break in between dances, and you changed places on the floor. You may not be judging right now, but what's the impression during this time? What can people do in their control to catch your attention?
Well, they can be pleasant on the floor. I mean, I've seen one of the things that's a huge turnoff for me is if I'm watching a pro-am competition and I see the teacher start getting upset with the student. I don't like to see that. Or if it's a professional competition and you can just see a little bit of tension between the partnership. Mm-hmm. I mean, everyone's doing their best. So there's really no reason to have any kind of tension between you. You really should just be enjoying yourself because the more that you enjoy yourself, the more I enjoy watching you.
Yes, that's true. So judges, do you want to be entertained?
Absolutely. Of course.
After a long day of judging, you want to see something and enjoy it.
A smile goes a long way.
Oh, that's good. Good advice there. Now, what about when you exit the floor? Let's say you did, a full round of mm-hmm. 5 dances. You're exiting the floor. Are judges still judging at this point? Have they turned in the papers?
We've turned the papers in by then. We have turned the papers in, but you still make an impression.
Okay.
You know, like I said, in between dances, just being pleasant, bowing, being gracious to the audience and the applause that you're getting. It all goes a long way, because I'm going to see you again probably, you know, and whatever impression you give me is something that's going to stick with me.
Okay, so speaking of that, some couples, Maria, you have the opportunity to see often, like amateurs and pros, you see them develop, you kind of see them throughout their career. What is, or especially when there's a few couples that, like in a group, nobody's really distinguished, what is it that stands out to you that allows you to mark them or move them into the next placement?
I think it really depends on the couple, because it can be a lot of different things. For me, the harmony between two people is really important, the kind of the connection that they have together. And if we're talking about a more professional level, that really can come into play a lot. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about specific couples, but there's been there's been two in particular this year that just somehow they have this new magic. Right, I hadn't seen them for a couple of months actually, and then I was at a competition a couple of weeks ago, and they had changed. They had changed what they were doing. I don't know if it was that they were better rehearsed or if they were exploring some different aspects of their dancing, but it made a huge difference for me. And so now, instead of seeing them in the bottom of the final, I see them at the top of the final. It can just be different things for different people.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I guess it is kind of hard to you know, pinpoint what it is, that magic that you said.
There's just a magic quality sometimes that couples, they either start with it. There's another couple I'm thinking of in particular that just got together and it's magical. And then other couples take a while to kind of find that special something that makes them unique. Okay,
but that is a good takeaway though, is that you can work to that point.
Yeah.
And there will be a point when the judges are going to notice that you're in harmony more, that your practice is paying off. So all those things, even in the split second that you have for judging, you still can see them right away.
Yeah, there's a feeling that they give you. And that's another thing that's really hard to explain. But sometimes it's just a feeling that a couple gives you. And it goes beyond just a technical assessment of what they do.
Right, right. Okay, so that's for couples who are dancing together for a long time and have the chance to compete often. What about for pro-ams? Probably sometimes you see them maybe one time, sometimes you see them more often. So how can they make an impression on you in a pro-am competition?
One of the things I think that pro-am competitors need to be really aware of is that it's not the step or the pattern that they do, but how you do it. We have very little time to watch and make a decision. So it's better to keep it simple and keep it really clean and looks good, the posture's good, the movement's good, the footwork's good. Technique at that point is really super important. For me, the most difficult and heartbreaking, I guess, category for me to judge sometimes is open bronze, because I see students trying to do routines that a professional would have a difficult time handling. And it just doesn't look good. And so I would encourage people to really focus on the basics and just find the joy in learning that, because once you have good basics, your dancing is going to be good no matter what level you do.
Yeah, that's great advice. That's great advice for the teacher
yeah.
to really, you know, see what the student can do and to know that the judges are looking not at the content so much as the way that it's being danced. That's important.
Yeah, the quality is important.
Okay. So now let's talk a little bit about the ballroom. I mean, this was your field, the ballroom competitors. So right now in the current group right now, we don't have to name anybody, but what do you like about the innovations that have happened in this category since you were dancing in it?
Well, there's it's gotten much more dynamic than it was when I was dancing. And it's very exciting. You know, you see a lot of speed and a lot of beautiful shapes, big movement, lots of power. And as much as I like that, at the same time, sometimes it's too much. And I miss the quality and the subtleness of the past as well. One of the things that has bothered me are the injuries that I'm seeing.
I have seen some crazy looking photos of amazing poses.
Yeah, I mean that some of those photos are I don't even want to. We shouldn't even go there on that. But the thing that concerns me is really when I see young people dancing, and especially the girls, they're doing so much with the shapes, and there's so much centrifugal force and so much power that a lot of them are injuring themselves. I was just judging in Ohio, and a 9-year-old girl had to pull out of the final because she hurt her neck.
Oh my goodness,
And
that's crazy.
It is, and that's the part that bothers me. I'm a little bit concerned about the direction that it's going that way. I like the energy, and I like the power and the dynamics, but I think we have to be careful with where it's going at the same time.
Okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And yeah, you're right, because the ballroom, I think out of the 4 styles, sometimes because you don't have all the flashy big moves and stuff, maybe they're trying to put more of that in there, but it can really be done with just power and with the shapes without getting crazy, and like you said, the subtlety.
Right.
Okay, now speaking of like big shapes and everything, let's talk about the American Smooth right now.
Okay.
So where is that group headed? That's innovated a lot in the past few years for sure.
I actually really like the direction the Smooth has taken in a lot of different aspects. In the past, there was a time where I was concerned because everybody was looking the same. But now it's been really exciting because you have so many couples, and there's so much individuality right now in the Smooth, which in some ways makes it difficult to judge because you're starting to judge style. You know, what style of dancing do you prefer? So sometimes that's a little bit different or difficult to judge. My favorite thing about the Smooth, though, I have to say right now, is the camaraderie that I see between the couples. And I think that accolades really should be given to the coaches of the Smooth right now because they have really brought all the couples so close. And that's a joy to see that.
Yeah, that is awesome. So they still have a competitive edge, but there's still like a group.
They're so
happiness there.
friendly with each other, you know, and supportive of each other. And I love to see that.
That's great. Okay, so really quick, just throw them out here. Going back to the judging, judging likes. What do you like? Judging likes. What do you like to see? Like right off the bat, for any style.
Right off the bat.
Any style, any level.
I want to see good posture. I want to see good basics. I want to see good grooming. I want to see good footwork. I want to see harmony between the two people. I want to see a male energy and a female energy. That's another thing that's actually quite important to me. Those are my likes.
Okay, and then the don't likes.
The don't likes, I don't like to see bad posture. I don't like to see bad footwork.
The opposite of everything that you
The
like.
opposite of what I just said. And I don't like to see bad attitudes.
Okay, yes. Now that's definitely inside people's control.
Yeah,
that
is. Yeah.
Okay, well, I can't thank you enough for sharing all this information with our competitors, and I hope you took a lot of information away from that. Thank you so much, Maria, and good luck with all your future ventures.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.